think my rookie year, I averaged 19-9. My second year was 20-8. Third year was like 17-8, 17-7. You know, so I'll be 20-10. I don't.
Damon Stoudamire joins us now. Luke Hancock, Hall of Famer Debbie Antonelli. We were on the set, Damon, listening to you say that. Thought that's a little low. I feel like in this day and age of the NBA, I think you could shoot
be more confident.
Higher.
Come
on, 30-12.
Look, I didn't want to start. I didn't want to start anything, you know, because I don't even really like comparing times, but
eras, yeah.
You know, it's just back then you could touch, you can grab, you could hold. It was really different. I say the biggest thing, probably more so than anything what I take, I feel like I would have played longer. Forget stats, but we had to practice every day. That's what goes unannounced.
Practice.
Yeah, we practiced every single day.
No load management going on?
There wasn't no load management back then. You practiced every day. That was like –
and practice like you played.
Yeah, it was a sign of weakness back then. You know, you were soft, or they didn't want to – you know, a lot of us had, money tied to, contracts and different things. And so I just think the eras was different. And I probably practiced, played 13 years. I'm going to say 4 years of practice – and add
Adds
that to
up.
the end of my career.
How have you seen the college game change since your time at Arizona?
It's changed. One thing I will say though, I think it's changed from a different perspective though. I think it's changed because when I was in school, guys stayed 4 years. You can think on one hand, I can think on one hand my 4 years of college, the guys that had left early, you had Shaq, you had Jamal Mashburn, you had Jimmy Jackson, you had Harold Miner. You had guys that were, they were going to be projected top 4 or 5 picks. And so I think that that's changed college because now there's no household names. There isn't, for the most part, a trajectory of a player, so you don't see the same growth.
Yep.
And I just talked about that as well. It used to be you stayed 4 years, you came in as a freshman, you just wanted to get on the floor. As a sophomore, you wanted to start and put yourself in position to be an all-conference player, and then your last 2 years you wanted to be an all-conference player and put yourself in position to make some money. That used to be the trajectory, but it's just so different now.
How's the NBA pedigree helped you recruiting guys, retaining guys? I mean, I heard Steve Kerr say it recently, like the player development in the NBA is so different from your era. Guys came into the league as finished products or ready to go, and now you're navigating NIL, you and your staff with an NBA pedigree, the guys that you're keeping around. How's that kind of help you, especially having to reload roster so quick?
Well, it helps. I think that you have to have a plan for each kid. Obviously you got your program and what your pillars are and the different things, but you got to have a plan for each kid when you're talking to them. And then you got to have a plan for if that plan has to pivot and deviate. Yeah. And, sometimes you get people that are bought in, and then sometimes you get guys that move on. But the player development has become so important, and it's crazy because there's a lot of things that coaches fight for. What I'm fighting for and what I care about is we should be allowed to have as many coaches on the court as possible, because that's the player development philosophy in the NBA, and so what happens is that the more time that you spend with the players and the more, to me, good GAs and managers and people guys that aspire to be around, and women as well that aspire to be around the game, it just helps your program enhance. So that's player development is definitely huge.
Damon, how has all of that been accelerated? Because you don't know how long you might have these guys, right? So everything that you just talked about, from trajectory to player development, how much have you had to accelerate your timeline with each kid?
It just depends. Like this year I have five freshmen, 6 freshmen, yeah. I would say I would like to say I got time with a couple of them. So I think that their trajectory is tomorrow as opposed to today. Not saying they couldn't help me today, but there is a handful of guys that you have to speed that process up. And the one thing about it is that I preach not only to PSAs and their parents, but I tell our staff all the time, we're one of the few teams in this conference that I would say that trot freshmen out there. And so when you trot freshmen out there and they can see them grow regardless if they stay or if they leave, like, that's exciting for young players because everybody wants to get on the floor and be able to play through mistakes.
It's nice to have an experienced or mature and older freshman, 21 years old, Mohamed Sila, who is one of the top centers in the country, was there at the NBA Academy Africa. What's his trajectory? And what I mean by that is this season. What does it look like here in his freshman
His
year?
arc, right? What
Yeah.
does his arc look like?
You know, Mo is, guys, it's like I get excited about players, but I try to contain my excitement because there's perspective that I have on it. But the reality of it is I haven't coached a freshman like him, only one. And I was an assistant coach at Arizona too. At Arizona, and that was Aaron Gordon, Stanley Johnson type guys, you know, in terms of impact that he could have from day one. He rebounds, he's strong, he's athletic, he runs the floor. I think he'll be, from baseline to baseline, I think he'll be the fastest big in the country. You know, I think he'll take the pressure off by. And I love our front court. I think our front court should be, you know, one of the best in our conference, but one of the best in the country. And you know, I've been impressed each and every day. He does something different that makes me say wow. But he's been really good so far, and it's early, you know. And I know he'll have some up and downs, but you know what he brings to the table, we just didn't have. So that's what has me and the staff, and for the most part, the players, you know, excited about Mo.
You were very excited about Byandago early. I'm excited that Mo has this kind of reception as well. But how tough is it to kind of build year in and year out? What I mean is you finished the season so strong. You beat Louisville, you beat Clemson, you ran Duke to the wire in the ACC tournament. Can you keep that momentum rolling into the offseason into this year?
You know, it's funny, you know, because our team has still changed so much with all that being said.
Yep.
But with By and Wasey coming back, you got Constance and Jay Mustaf. So I think we can keep the momentum going. I'm excited about it. I love our depth. The practices have been really competitive. Got to stay injury free.
Yep.
And you know, I think that we'll be right there at the end of the day. I'll say this: the one thing that we need to do, and this is the biggest thing, and this is going to be a telltale sign with this team, is going to be ball security.
Yeah.
How will we handle that basketball? Will our guards, you know, not turn the ball over? The thing about it is, you know, I don't need anybody to win the game. I just don't need you to lose it either. You know what I mean? And we have a good, solid team, and I'm looking forward to this year.
Damon, if Mo can take some pressure off By, and By's already a double-double, what kind of efficiency do you expect out of him? And can he be that household name that you're looking for out of your team?
I think he can. I think he'll take pressure off By for sure. What Mo gives us, what I think he gives us most, is a comfort level. You know, I think that one of the biggest issues we had last year is with our lack of bodies. You know, By, we had to run him into the ground. And, you know, he played too many minutes. Now, they'll probably start together, obviously, but I'm just saying we have those two. We got Peyton Marshall. We got Cole Carey. We got some really good bigs. And so, you know, I would say that with our quartet of bigs, I'm excited about all those guys. But I just think that By can settle in at a 4. And that's going to help him, and he doesn't have to wrestle down there by himself, especially with Mo and Peyton there.
Byandago, third-team All-ACC, decides to stay. Third season in college. You don't see that very often. 30 seconds left. What's his next step?
You know what? By's next step is, honestly, is getting back to playmaking. You know, people forget when he first stepped into the league, he was a pretty good playmaker. You know, he did a lot of good things, and, you know, I just think that, you know, at times he was down there wrestling by himself, and I think that this allow him to kind of get lost in the game a little bit more. And I'm excited to see the next level. You know, being able to knock down a couple shots from the outside, and you know, again, being able to take it, you know, on the perimeter and make and be able to drive it and make plays from that standpoint.
By the way, what do you think of the Georgia Tech football season?
I love it, man. Every chance I get, I'm giving a shout out to my boy Brent Key, man. He's doing a heck of a job, and you know, it's exciting times, and you know, it's really good to be around, you know, athletic department that has so much, you know, trajectory in a lot of the programs going in the right direction. And you know, I'm happy for Brett, and I know that we got a big game on Saturday against Virginia Tech, and you know, we looking to go 6-0. So
it's almost like you knew we had a promo coming up here, Coach.